that.
Willing to fast to try and kill one of the righteous men of Israel.
There you go. There you go.
I got a precept, brother.
Yeah, bring it out, huh?
This is First Maccabees chapter. Yeah, First Maccabees chapter 11, verse 21.
Bring it out.
Right.
Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
What is so certain ungodly persons who
First Maccabees 11:21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people. Who hated their own people.
Did you hear that? Who hated their own people?
Went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
So you see, this is what we're going through. This is what we're going through. And you got people who hate their own brothers, who go and put their own brothers' names on social media, attached with wicked stuff.
Right.
When we're coming out here standing, what are we standing here for? What are we standing here for? Right now we're standing for each other right now. We're standing for all the brethren, all the Achaeans across the earth, across the four corners of the earth, who are doing this work as well. That's what we stand for now. That's it. That's right. But what did the 𝤄𐤄𤅅𤄏 tell us to do? What did how do we know? How do people? How would the earth? How would people? How would the nations know whose disciple we are? How would the nations know? By the way we treat each other, man. That's how the nations will know whose disciples we are. That's it. That's the whole idea. You love your brother, man. You stand by your brother, man.
And Baba Kasha, that's even what I was actually speaking with Karafik about today. How are you gonna know, if you're on the right hand side or on the left hand side? You know what I mean? Even a lot of the women out there, about like our women, they don't want us to talk to people, especially the other women, because they're jealous, innit? Oh, why are you talking to that sister? You know what I mean? But how are you gonna know if you're on the right hand side? It says you gotta speak to your brothers, speak to your sisters. Right. Just to be on the right hand side. Otherwise, showing love. Showing love. Right, this is Matthew chapter 23, verse 17. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets.
Thou that what?
Thou that killest the prophets.
That's Jerusalem, that's our people. Yeah. Thou that killest the prophets. Read.
And stonest them.
And what?
And stonest them, which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together?
So yeah, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. That Jerusalem, that kills the prophets, man. That kills the prophets. How wicked is that? People are here, people, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he saw this, he saw that. Hey, sort your own house out, man. Hey, sort your own house out, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me. Yeah, read that.
It's verse 2, chart of Psalms 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord.
Against the what?
Against the Lord.
So this is what they've done. This is what they've done. And this is what they've done because they know that so far as we do not care for each other, as far as we're not our brother's keeper, they're empowered by that.
Right.
They are empowered by that. That's why they have to band together. They actually band together with one consent.
That's right.
They hate Israel, man. They hate Israel, so they want to take our heritage away, right? Our history away, our remembrance away, so that we're weakened, so that they can continue to oppress us. Because that's the only way, really. That is the only way.
And against the Lord, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder.
Let us what?
Let us break their bands asunder.
So they don't want us together. Hey, you know what? I can guarantee you sometimes, even just us standing here together like this, there are people who are walking by who don't like it. They don't like it. Like, nah, what's that? You know what I mean? They can't help it, man. They don't. It's true.
Unity in Israel is too powerful for them, man. They hate it. They
There you
despise
go.
it. 'Cause they know they're weak when they see us.
Exactly. And we know through the spirit that even brothers within the camp, whenever we band together like this, we feel energized and stronger. Right. You know what I'm saying? But these people hate it.
Even in the scriptures, even in the scriptures, remember in Luke, it says they had to go off in twos just to teach. Because if they came together as a big bunch, it would have been shocking. Even in the olden times, they had to separate.
It's true.
And do it in separate parts.
This is the thing, man. It's so clear to see. When I'm talking to the captain and everything, when we're just having conversations, whatever. And you know, I just think about the law of 𝐤𝐄𝐄𝐿. It's perfect, man. If you think about it practically, it's perfect.
Right.
Then when you even some then when you said, we were talking about it yesterday. Me and Akem were talking yesterday. Said, think about this, right? If all of Israel kept the Shabbat, if all of Israel kept the Shabbat, man, these nations will crumble, man. Overnight. If all of Israel kept the Shabbat, think about it.
That's right. I'm going to interject. The nations. Yeah, no, this is exactly. I was going to elaborate on that because most of our they go for our brothers, innit? They say, look, work on the Saturday, you get more peas, you get more money, So imagine if we kept, like you say, if we kept the Shabbat. Literally, it will break their system down because there's a majority of workers that won't be able to come and make their money and clubs and all this stuff.
Yeah. And also, Baba Kusha, as soon as the thing about the Shabbat came out, that's when they took us off YouTube, you see? Because Amalek knew that he was going to lose a lot of money. Because Saturday, between Friday and Saturday, that's when they make the most money.
That's right.
You see all these big shops, you see H&M and that. When you go there during the daytime, you don't see people in there as much as on the weekend. The weekend is when they make the killing, even at the bars and that. It's the weekend. So if our people start keeping the Sabbath, someone's going to be losing a lot of money. So he has a good point there.
There you go. Because he's the one that he reveals these things to us.
Yeah, I've got a scripture here, precept here. It's basically saying how they are confederate. They are confederate against us, isn't it?
Pick it out.
And this is in the Maccabean times. This is First Maccabees, chapter 5 and verse 3. And it says, Then Judas fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Arabtania, because they besieged Israel, and he gave them a great overthrow, and abetted their courage, and took their spoils. And here's the point, verse 39. He have also hired the Arabians to help them, and they have pitched their tents beyond the brook, ready to come and fight against thee. Upon this Judas went to meet them. So he's saying Esau hired Arab men to help overthrow Israel. They always gather together.
Because because one thing, right, they might fight and everything, but when it comes to oppressing us, they come together. When it comes to destroying us, they come together.
You see that? You see in the Psalms 83, it says Esau and Ishmael. That's the same Esau and Ishmael. Again, the two main cultures.
There you go. If you go to Jerusalem now, it's two of them. You can't write this. And we're reading out the book. Hey, bring out the precept you had.
This is talking about Maccabees again.
Yeah.
When the old man was sent to compel the Jews, they say about the Sabbath. So 2 Maccabees 6:6. Just to say, neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days of ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Neither was it lawful to keep the Sabbath, man. Nothing new under the sun. So they know these things. So that's what they're trying to prevent us from doing. So anything they can do, anything they can do to keep us away from doing what we're meant to be doing as a nation, from banding together as a nation, from keeping the law, which really is love. which really is love. Because the law of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai is based on love, is life, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we don't, if you think about it, if you actually think about it, even if you're not in this truth, think about it logically. Because if you see what's going on, the reason why our nation is at the bottom is because our nation don't support each other. Our nation, we don't love each other. Our nation, we're the only people that were allowed to make a song based on shooting our brother. We were allowed to make a song based on abusing our women.
I don't think I've seen any other nation speak like that about their
You
own
don't.
people.
You don't, man.
Teach.
You don't.
We're the only ones that literally put ourselves down.
Exactly, man. Exactly. We're the only ones to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's plain to see. You know what I mean? That's plain to see. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. That love that we do not have is what is bringing us down. Because as soon as we understand that, even, listen, we're talking now, I'm talking directly, right, to the brothers who are teaching this truth. Across the four corners of the earth. I'm talking directly to them. Because some of the brothers, man, when it comes to that love thing, they're still acting like they used to act on the streets, man. You don't get it, man. They do not get it.
That's right.
Sometimes you're trying to reach out to brothers online or whatever, asking questions. And they're ignoring you. But hey, if you wanted to do a donation, you know what I'm saying? They'll send you a link quick time.
Tell them,
That's some wicked shit, man. Bring it out.
Book of Galatians chapter 5 and verses 14.
bring it out.
For all the law is fulfilled in one word.
That's right.
Even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. All the law all the law comes to that. That's what it's about, man. That's how, like I said before, that's how these nations will know. Right? That we're the disciples of Mashiach Yahushua, man. Because the captain said to me, he said, listen, Yahushua knows that we can't, in this thing, that we can't keep the law perfectly. But hey, if I can love my brother, who's the representative of Yahushua on earth, because I can't see the Father, man. I can see him, I can see Quran, I can see my Allah, I can see Yeshua. I can see Bayam, I can see the one like Yam.
God.
They're gods, man. They're the Father's sons as well. You know what I'm saying? That's how you show it, man. We're going forward.
Tell them,
Because the Lord has made all these promises to us. The heathens are going to go into captivity, man.
That's right.
Yeah? This is going to be destroyed, man. These nations are going to serve us, man. You know what I'm saying? And the law of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai is going to reign forever
That's
and ever.
right.
That's right, huh? That's a given.
Right.
Teacher. And when we get into the kingdom, right? Like Captain says to me, we can't do, really, for the brethren, we can't do, what can we do for the brethren? The brethren is going to have every single thing in the kingdom. But while we're here, we're going to show love to each other.
That's right.
We're going to do what we can whilst we're on earth for each other, man.
That's right.
That's what we're going to do through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai.
Yeah, do that.
This is the Proverbs. This is Proverbs 14 and 34. It says, righteousness exalteth a nation.
Righteousness what?
Righteousness exalteth a nation.
You see that? Righteousness exalteth a nation. This is what we're talking about. Because the Lord said that when they see, right, us performing this righteous act, they're going to look at us like, oh, that's a wise nation. That's a wise nation.
We're lacking in that.
We're lacking in that. We're lacking in that. Read.
But sin is a reproach to any people.
But what?
But sin is a reproach to any people.
So even the heat, exactly. But you know what? The law was given to us.
That's right.
You know, even this earth, really, this earth is travailing because of us, really.
Yeah.
Because if we did what we're meant to do, everything would be, you know what I mean, in order, man. Because we're not doing it, man. We need to start loving each other, you know. This has been on my mind for a minute, man. And by a minute, I mean a long time.
And Salaki again.